If you're anything like me, you use Lightroom's AI selection all the time when it comes to selecting the sky in the photos or the background or an object or your subject. It's amazing what you can do in one click, what used to take 10 or 20 minutes per photo. However, I was on YouTube the other day and I came across this amazing guy, Brian Matiash, and he has this video on Adobe Sky Selection and how you can actually use this tiny little trick. It's super quick, super simple, but your results are so much better when it comes to your masking. And it blew my mind, and I think it's gonna blow yours, especially when I show you the other uses I don't think Brian even thought of. So let's hit that intro and get into it. All right, so we're not gonna waste any time. We're gonna hop into Lightroom right now and get started. So first off, I've got this beautiful photo. I'm gonna show you Brian's technique for selecting the sky and making it way better than Lightroom's auto select. So we're gonna go up here to create new mask and go select sky. This technique is gonna work the same whether you're in Lightroom Classic or Lightroom CC, it doesn't matter. Just create a new sky mask. From there, we're going to zoom in and just take a look at what Lightroom has given us. So I'm gonna go up to 300%. And you're gonna see it's done a pretty good job, but we have this bleed happening on the edges of the sky and the mountains and our subject. So you can see there's some masking happening. It's selecting her eyes, a little bit of her hair, this mountain in behind. It's not a pure sky mask. We wanna fix that. That's where this trick is amazing. So we're gonna go subtract. And then we're going to do something really crazy and go subtract, select sky. So we've actually created a sky mask and now we're telling Lightroom, hey, get rid of the select sky part of that mask. Okay, Lightroom says, sure. And for some weird reason, this is the hack, Lightroom leaves us with only the bleed now. Now this is super cool because what we can do, and this is the amazing part of this hack, take these three little dots and go invert. We're telling Lightroom, hey, we want the rest of the sky, we don't want this bleed. We hit invert and Lightroom says, you know what? Sure, I can do that for you. And look at this. Here's before Lightroom's mask. Here's after our adjustment. Lightroom's mask, cool adjustment. Lightroom's mask, cool adjustment. Are you getting as excited about this as I am? If that doesn't deserve a thumbs up, I don't know what does. So hit that thumbs up button and leave a comment below. Did you know about this? If so, why didn't you tell me? All right, so let me show you this on another image, just in case that was a little bit too fast for you and you're not convinced. So here's a nice photo we've got, but we definitely need to darken down the sky and bring up the shadows in order to kind of recover some of that dynamic range. So I'm gonna hit K on my keyboard and go up here to create new mask and go select sky. Lightroom's gonna think, and you're gonna see when you zoom in here, it's the same exact story. So all these green areas over here, Lightroom is actually confusing with sky. So these parts of the mountains and the shadows on the edges, it's just not a very great mask. Not gonna work perfect. And once I actually try and take down my exposure, it's going to mess with the mountain as well as the sky. We don't want that. So I'm gonna go up here to subtract. I'm gonna go same as last time, subtract, select sky, and then it's gonna give me just the bleed has been selected. We're gonna take that, hit these three little dots and go invert. And voila, Lightroom has totally cleaned up that selection and we now don't have any of that bleed. So I can zoom out, make my adjustment and recover that sky. How incredible is that? So much better. So if you're excited about this, wait till you see part 2, which I'm gonna show you right now, because I was going through here and saying, okay, this is super handy, especially for situations like this, where we're gonna create a sky mask. And typically this would be so hard because you've got all these fine branches. And this is where Lightroom really messes up with just kind of masking everything. So it's hard to see the green right now, but if I take my exposure up or down, you can see it's kind of grabbing everything, including the branches. Whereas if I go in here and I do my little trick, subtract, select sky, and invert that, it's gonna clean that mask right up and we get way better results. But I was sitting here thinking, man, Brian, 1, you are a genius, because who does that? But 2, I wonder if your technique would work with other photos and other parts of the photo. So I went back to this photo and I tested for myself. I went, okay, if we go create new mask, select subject, and we apply this same technique, you zoom in and you see that Lightroom has done a pretty good job as before, but there's this bleed happening around our subject's feet, in between his legs. So if we were to go in here and go subtract, same technique, select subject, go in here, go invert, voila, here's before and here's after. Now it's still not perfect, but it is way, way better than Lightroom's automatic version. So it works on select subject too. And then I thought, okay, well, if it works on select subject and it works on the sky, what about the background? So let's go in here, go create new mask, select background. We're gonna do the exact same thing. So you can see that Lightroom's version of masking me out, it's definitely bleeding onto me and not a super clean mask. Whereas if I go in here and I go subtract, select background, you can see Lightroom selected all of that bleed that was previously happening. And we can get rid of that, same as before, go to these 3 dots and go invert. So zooming in, Here's the mask before, Lightroom's version, our version, Lightroom's version, our version. So much better. So you can apply it to your backgrounds, you can apply it to your sky, you can apply it to your subject. Where does it end? I'm gonna show you one more thing, because the only problem with this technique is obviously it's a little time consuming. Like, it's really cool that I can go in here and I can improve my mask and I can take my highlights down, I can recover some of the image, I can do all sorts of things, and I get way better results, but it's a little bit time consuming. So how do we do this? Well, we create a preset, and that is the most powerful part of this whole technique. I've already got an AI engine toolkit, and so I've kind of given this away a little bit. If you've looked over here on the left where I've already created these presets to do this with one click. So with one click, I can go in here, I can create my refined background mask, or if I want to, I can switch to my unrefined background mask. Super, super quick, super handy. I can also go in here and turn it on and off and just see the difference. So how do you do this for yourself if you want to make this preset? Let me show you. So first off, we're going to create our mask. So in this case, let's go with, say, select sky. It doesn't really matter what the sky mask looks like. All that matters is we've created a sky mask. From there, we're going to give it a name. We'll call it select sky. If I could type, this would be much better. Refined. Okay, let's pretend that that was actually spelled correctly. We've given it a name, and then this one we'll call, we will go subtract, select sky. It's been a long day. And we'll go refine sky, right? So we've done the subtraction. We'll invert it as we did before. So we've done the exact same steps as before, but now the one additional step will go in here and go create preset. From there, we can call it sky refined or whatever you want to give it as a name. Select the group you want it in or assign it to a new group. In my case, I've already created all of these in the AI engine toolkit, which you can check in the description below. By the way, if you're interested in saving a bunch of time and accessing a ton of different one-click presets using the AI tools. But we're going to go create, and from there, you'll have access, just like me, to be able to create all of these masks with one click. And just like that, your masking game, so much better, so much more effective, and you can choose between each of these masks. Now, I will say, you might be wondering, hey, does this mask work 100% of the time? And the answer is, no, it's not always better. So there are a couple of situations, and I'll find one photo that'll show you this, where this masking technique is not better than Lightroom's automatic one. And I'll explain why. So if I go up here and just try people mask, refine. And so that preset doesn't work either. So in this case, it's not working because our subject is not really obvious and the background is not really obvious. And even if I were to go in here and just say the sky mask, you're gonna see that the sky mask doesn't always work as well as just the plain old-fashioned Lightroom version. So if we zoom in, at first glance, it actually looks pretty good. So I can go in here, take my highlights down, recover some of the sky, right? But if I actually zoom in on what's going on around these leaves, and I go, here's Adobe's version, here's our refined version, it doesn't look like there's a big difference, but if I really exaggerate the effect, you can see that the refined mask, for whatever reason, is getting rid of too much bleed, almost. So it doesn't do quite as good of a job. And that's why I recommend when you're making these presets, make sure you set it so that you can actually go back and forth between the two of them. And then you can see really quickly and simply, just by clicking that button, which mask is gonna do better for you in that specific situation. So yeah, if this has been helpful for you so far, do me a big favor. Would you hit that thumbs up, leave a comment below, and let me know where you can see this being most handy for you, because this, to me, absolutely game changer. Thank you, Brian, for this technique, and I am excited to keep using it in my photos. If you want to grab this AI engine toolkit and access all of these different presets, I will leave a link below and a 50% off coupon for a limited time. You can grab these at a discount, and you can do all sorts of things, whether it's just deepening the background with a single click, or just softening out the skin and fixing the sky, whatever it is you want to do, this is going to save you hours. I've spent a long time putting it all together, so you can check it out. All right, I'll see you in the next video. In the meantime, create something awesome. Peace.